Greetings, royal family. We are back for another recap of Growing Up Hip Hop, season 5, episode 4, No Bun in the Oven. You know, that darn Egypt's boyfriend, man, he's ruffling a lot of feathers, okay? And he is still annoying. So the episode opens up with a little rendition of Run's house, okay? A little throwback. So Rev Run, he is in the kitchen, and you see him at his house with, I call them the Simmons 3, which is Vanessa, Angela, and Jojo. So they're making pizza at their dad's house. Now, it's good to see Rev Run looking good. He's aging beautifully. He looks great. He still has his upbeat attitude, real cheery. So it was good to see him. Now, he hasn't been on, I don't think he's been on any of the Growing Up Hip Hop episodes, and I want to keep it that way. Okay, it was good to see you, Rev, but go back in your, wherever you were. Anyway, so Jojo goes on to explain who his father is, like in his little confessional. It's like, really, boy? We know who Rev Run is. Get out of here. So Vanessa, this chair is making hella noise. So Vanessa wants to be a bridesmaid, right? So Tanice, which is Jojo's fiance, and Vanessa are in the kitchen talking. Remember, they're having family time and they're making pizzas and stuff. So I feel like if you want to be in the wedding, Vanessa, just talk to your brother. Talk to your brother first. Then maybe talk to Tanice and let the two of them converse. And then you sit down and talk to them together. Because Vanessa expressed in the first episode of this season that she kind of wants to be a part of her, the planning of her brother's wedding. So, you know, she kind of feels left out, and she wants to be a bridesmaid. She wants to help. She wants to be hands-on and involved. So I feel like just ask. I don't think that Jojo's going to say, oh, no, you know. Tanice probably could use a lot of your assistance and a lot of your help. And if you're willing to give it, then just ask, Vanessa. Like, oh my God. So Tanice, Vanessa, Angela, they're in the kitchen at this point now, and they're talking about Romeo's party, right? So I don't remember who brought it up, but Angela goes, what party? Who's Romeo? You know, acting real juvenile as she does. So she doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't want to talk about Romeo anymore at all. And she also doesn't want her father to hear about the situation. Now, I thought that was interesting. I wonder why. Because he probably will let you know that you're acting like a big baby. But moving along, cousin Titi and her auntie Pep. So Titi shows up to Pep's house. So they're chit-chatting, shooting the breeze, and Titi is filling in her auntie Pep about what happened at Romeo's going away party. So Pep doesn't understand why Vanessa was the one that planned the party and Angela wasn't invited. So, you know, they're just kind of like, you know, gossiping amongst each other. And Pep feels that there is nothing wrong with Angela living her best life, you know, taking whatever type of pictures she wants and posting them to Instagram, dating whoever she wants. And Titi tells Pep that Romeo unfollowed everyone. So Pep is just like, he couldn't have unfollowed me. So it was discovered that he wasn't following her. She's following him, though. So they make light of the situation and they're joking about it. They move on to talking about Egypt and Sam. Now, Pep is telling Titi to leave Egypt and Sam's relationship alone and allow them to just be in love. Now, I wonder why Pep is telling Titi this. I was actually shocked. She's telling her to, like, you know, back off. Something really did seem off in that scene, and it makes me wonder, what is Sam doing for you, Pep, or what are you getting out of this that you want Titi to back off? But then again, it could be just back off before my daughter leaves and has no communication with me or anyone else in the family. So it could be either of the two. We go on to see Jojo and Tanice. They are, Jojo basically wants another baby, Tanice doesn't. So they're celebrating their anniversary and they're meeting up at a spa. So Jojo, he shows up with flowers, they have rose petals, nice romantic atmosphere. And they're, again, celebrating their anniversary. So she wants to focus on planning the wedding. Because if I'm not mistaken, I don't think that there's a date set. There's no venue. And see, this is why, Vanessa, if you notice this and you know how your brother is, speak up and offer to help. You know, like, even if you don't say, oh, I want to be in the wedding, just say, you know, I would like to help, as my gift to you, I would like to help plan your wedding or be a part of the team to plan the wedding. Anyway, so Tanice goes into talking about why she's not interested in having another kid. Now, she didn't specify if later on maybe or no kid ever, but for right now, she's not thinking of having another child because when she was pregnant with Mia, which is their daughter, she had to have an emergency C-section. The baby's heart rate dropped, I think stopped or dropped, if I'm not mistaken. But the baby's heart rate dropped and she was very traumatized by that. And she said she does not want to have to go through that again. So she obviously still has anxiety about her childbirth experience. And that's not something to be taken lightly. And Jojo is just kind of like, he's acting as if he doesn't really understand. He says he understands, but he's acting like he doesn't really get what she is saying. Now, childbirth is very, you could die. You know what I mean? It's a real situation that can cause so many complications for mother and child, and a lot of women have died giving childbirth. It's a very, I don't even know the word, like it's an excruciating, it's a life-threatening event. So he's making light of it, and I think that is a bad idea. He's not listening to what his future wife is saying about the trauma that she experienced. So that would traumatize anyone, so she's not so quick to want to jump back on the saddle and go through, giving birth to a child again. So he keeps going on and on and on. He's pressing the issue, and Tanice asked the masseuses in the room to excuse themselves because they're both getting massages at this point. So I thought she was going to say, cut the cameras, dead ass. She just asked them to, excuse themselves. And he's like, what? Am I in trouble? And she told him, like, look, you're doing too much. You know what I mean? You're doing too much. I don't want to be pressured. And she tells him to drop the issue. His whole thing is he wants a son. He has a daughter. He wants a son. So she's not here for it. Like, stop pressuring me. I said no. Like, just let it go. So on to Briana, and Briana's got a new man, okay? And she is in the kitchen. She is prepping breakfast for her mans. Now, if you guys seen the episode, did y'all notice that Briana was smiling this entire scene? I love to see it. I love to see it. So she's telling her man that she is going to be meeting up with Angela and how she feels. Now, Briana goes on to in her confessional to say she doesn't understand why people are afraid of her. Really, really, girl? I had to laugh because at least she has a sense of humor. Like, you're funny. Now, I know it's for TV, but I'm not the type of person that wants to sit. If I know someone doesn't care for me, or if someone chooses not to associate with me, I'm not the one to say, hey, let's go out for tea so you can explain to me why you don't like me. Because 9 times out of 10, you don't know me at all. And if you choose not to associate with me, that's your choice. Like, let's allow people to have choices. People have the right to not associate with whoever they don't want to associate with, if that makes sense. So I don't know. I've just, even at work, at school, in social settings, in family functions, it's okay if you don't like me. Just don't disrespect me. The best thing that you can do is, if you don't like someone, leave them alone. Don't talk about them. Don't talk disrespectful to them, I should say. People are going to talk about whoever they want to talk about, right? But just don't say nothing to me, right? We're good. Keep it moving. You're polite. I'm polite. You don't even have to be cordial. If you want to walk past me and you don't like me, don't bump me. Just say, excuse me, I'll let you pass. Right? Isn't that in a perfect world? That's just me. Anyway, moving along to Egypt and Titi. So they're at the spa, and cousin Titi is getting all of her camera time, okay? And I am here for it. She's a smart girl. So that's right, girl. She's in a lot of scenes. I ain't mad at her. So Egypt admits that she has been slacking as it pertains to her music career, and that Sam has been so supportive of her. Lies. My lie detector determined that is a lie. If he was so supportive, then she would be working on her career. Nothing is happening. And it's like all you hear about is his shows, his music, his shows, his music. Remember in the first or second season, maybe, that she was introduced to the show, we saw her in the studio. We saw Pep being a momager. We saw her singing on stage with her mom when her mom had a show. We saw her more active as it pertains to her music career. Now, all we hear about is Sam wants to be a rapper. Sam is shooting a music video. Sam is doing this. One season, they were in the studio, and it was supposed to be Egypt's song, but Egypt was singing the hook or background vocals on his song. Okay, girl, okay, if you say so, if you say he's supporting you, you love your man, so I guess. Now, even though Pep told Titi to leave Egypt and Sam alone, obviously she's not listening. So Titi goes on to tell Egypt that she knows a little birdie, and she got some inside information, and this little birdie told her that Sam basically is in the negative in his bank account, and he is negative by $300. Now, I did laugh quite a bit at this. I did laugh because I'm saying to myself, how on earth did this girl find this out? She is so nosy. But then again, you never know. She may be in communication with one of the mothers of his children. So after I gathered myself and stopped laughing at this sad situation, I said again, here it is. You know, this man has 2 kids. He's not working. He's overdrawn in his bank account. Listen, it's happened to the best of us, right? That's not the end of the world. But he's not bringing in any income. However, he has children to support. So again, I say all that to say there are 2 women who are raising 2 of his children, and they're not getting any financial support from him. And it's a shame. And you're out here trying to be, you know, Beyonce. You know, I'm just totally not here for that. So, of course, Egypt, she proceeds to make excuses for him and says that they're trying to be icons. And Titi is really trying to talk some sense into Egypt. And she mentions, you know, he got 2 kids to take care of, right? He has to mind those children. Also make sure that he takes care of himself so that he can provide for his children. And then, you know, he has to build this relationship with you. But to me, he's all out of whack. And he has a motive. It may not be as obvious as we think, but he does have a motive because, anyway, Egypt says that Sam isn't a deadbeat, right? Even though his bank account doesn't show it. So she's young, okay? And that's not an excuse because we were all young once. Some of you are watching are young, and I'm pretty sure that you probably wouldn't put yourself in this exact same position. And she hasn't really lived yet, and that could be why, you know, she's making excuses for her boyfriend. But she is willing to hear Titi out, you know, to her face. She's being receptive of what she's saying. She's listening to her. She is defending herself, and she's defending to him, but it just seems like she's determined to prove everyone wrong, as opposed to letting Sam's actions speak for themselves, right? Like, it's like she always has to defend him. She has to convince people that he's this great guy. But girl, we just don't see it, okay? Moving along, Boogie, Little Twist, and Briana, they're meeting up for a little lunch. Boogie is telling Briana that Sam has a show coming up. And Briana's like, a show for what, you know? Boogie's like, yeah, he has his rap career. So Briana laughs, and Boogie proceeds to tell Briana that Sam is planning on proposing to Egypt because he went with him to the pawn shop to get a ring. So Briana laughs, and then she gets upset because she does not like Sam. She doesn't trust him at all. Previous seasons, they had their back and forth. She's not feeling him. Now, Little Twist and Boogie were not aware of the amount of children that Sam had. Boogie said that he was privy to him having 1 kid. Little Twist didn't know he had any kids. So Briana basically exposed to them that he has 2 kids by 2 different women. But she is very upset because she says that she sees guys, she knows Sam's type. Like, she knows guys like him. He's an opportunist. He's a liar. He can't be trusted, etc., etc. So I wonder if she is going to join forces with Titi to try to stop this engagement. We shall see. Oh boy. So we move on to Dame Dash. So Dame Dash opening scene, right? He says, this is the first time that he is able to have a child and be in love with the mother of his child. Now he is referring to Rocky, his current fiance, who is pregnant. You know, I thought that this was a stupid thing for him to say because of the dynamic and how it looks. I will not go into a social rant about this, but I just thought to myself, oh my God, really? So what are your kids gonna think? What a putz. So anyway, so he goes on to talk about his daughter. You know, him and Ava are not seeing eye to eye. He exposed that in the last episode or the episode before that. So he goes on to say that he went to court to try to get more visitation with his daughter Tallulah, which is his youngest daughter. And his other daughter, Ava, went to the courts and tried to stop it. This is what he says. And he says he doesn't understand why she would do that. You know, Dame has a history of telling the truth his way. He's always a victim, and he very rarely admits to any part that he plays in anything. Like, remember when Boogie was going through his struggles with substance abuse, and he was fighting, like people were trying to get him to go to AA. They tried to stage it, and they did stage an intervention. You know, just his attitude towards his son, as if like, you know, this is your fault. You a man. You know, you gotta toughen up. You know, this is kid stuff. This is kid stuff. You know, even when Boogie tries to talk to him, I think that's why Boogie just basically shuts down, because there is no talking to him. And they made Dame Dash is a Taurus, and so am I, right? But we're not claiming him. There's a difference between you being stubborn and you being ignorant. I think Dame Dash is ignorant. Stubborn, no. Ignorant, yes. So Rocky, let me move on. So Rocky is talking. She's in her confessionals, and the producers are asking her question. And she says that she just wants everybody to be a big, happy family, and that she was looking forward to Ava being the big sister and helping her with the baby. Now, see, my spirit jumped when she said that. Like, what do you mean by helping you with the baby, girl? Helping you with the baby? Eva's what, 19, 18, signed to a some modeling company or what have you. You know what I mean? Modeling agency. Help you with, I don't know. I may be looking too deep into her comment or reading too deep into her comment, but I know how it made me feel when I heard it, and I ain't like it. Moving along. So Jojo and Rev Run. So, you know, Jojo is really funny. He's entertaining. He can be annoying, but he is entertaining to me because I like I said, certain things with him I don't take seriously. I just want to know, like, why does Jojo act like he was running with killers back in the day? Like, he's talking about how he did things that his dad is not proud of. And he goes into this whole speech as if he's some reformed street, like some thug, you know what I'm saying? Like street boss. My guy, like, you got arrested with a couple of pounds of marijuana, and you also got arrested for being caught with all right, never mind. I'm doing too much. If you know the story, you know the story. Moving along. So he said that his father cut him off because of his choices and his, you know, behaviors in the past, and it made him find his way. So he asked his dad to officiate the wedding, and Reverend Run says that Jojo is the first out of all of his kids to get married. Now, I thought that Vanessa was married to Damon Wayans' son. Did they get divorced? And they have a kid together. I thought that they were, I don't know. I guess not. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you guys know. So Briana, her man, and Little Twist, right? They're in the car, and Briana wanted her man to come with her, as well as Little Twist, because she's on her way. They're driving to meet up at the restaurant where her and Angela will be sitting down to talk. Now, Little Twist comes across as like the voice of reason, right? He's telling her positive words, and he's telling her how to conduct herself, and she needs to take a deep breath. So I just never knew it was that serious, but it was a good scene. I do like Little Twist. He is the perfect, he just balances things out, and he just likes to keep the peace. And I love that about him. He's so easygoing and laid back, and he's funny. Like, he's very entertaining. So we move on to Ava and Boogie, right? Ava's on the beach at her photo shoot. Boogie shows up, and she goes into explaining why she wrote a statement or a declaration explaining how Dame treats her as well as other people in the family. So she wanted the judge to be able to see what it's like to be a child of Dame Dash. She's telling her truth. And she says that she's basically sticking up for her little sister because, you know, Dame Dash is in and out of her life. He's not consistent. Boogie goes on to share his experience about when he was young and he went to live with his mom, and how the visitations with his father, this was so sad. The visitations with his father just got more and more time passed. You know, he went from seeing his father maybe a couple of times a week to once a week to once every couple of months to once every couple of years. And Boogie said that there were a lot of times that he would be in the shower crying because he just didn't understand, like, why are we not communicating? So basically, abandonment issues. So he says he understands how Ava feels. And there were times that, you know, Dame wasn't present and he went years without speaking to Dame. And Ava, she starts crying. And she says she feels like she doesn't have a dad. She says that some of her friends, their fathers are deceased and her father is still alive. But she feels like she doesn't have a father because Dame is not speaking to her because of all of this. And all I have to say about this is, where's my microphone? Microphone check. Dame Dash, you're trash. Moving along to Egypt and her man. So Egypt is telling Sam about her conversation that she had with Titi at the spa. So Sam really thinks that Titi wants him. And this is why she is so concerned about, you know, stopping this engagement between him and Egypt. And he also says that the guys that Titi dates are not of the same caliber as him. His words. I feel like he needs to be checked into a rehab center ASAP. He is really trying to convince Egypt that Titi wants him. You know, he goes on to say that the way she'll talk to him very nicely in a certain nice tone. She'll rub his arm when she's talking to him. And he also said that Pep even noticed it and checked Titi about it. He says that, you know, every time I turn around, Titi is with your mom, like she's up under your mom's behind, like she wants to be you. She wants what you have. Poor Egypt. You know, her being so young and inexperienced with certain things, she trusts Sam, unfortunately, and he can talk her into, you know, that pillow talk. You know, she loves him. She loves everything about him. She's, you know, all in love. And he can literally tell her just about anything. And it seems she'll go along with it. Because in that moment, I feel like Egypt should have checked him and said, you know, nah, you can't say nothing like that about Titi. Like, Pep is close to Titi. They seem to have a close relationship. But just him trying to, like, kind of turn that around, and I don't know. I'll be curious to know if Pep actually checked Titi about that, because, you know, half-truths are whole lies, okay? So maybe she checked her about getting involved in their relationship. Maybe she did check Titi about being friendly with Sam. I don't know. It could be. You never know. I'm not trusting anything that Sam says, if that's even his real name. So that was the end of the episode, but that ended so creepy. Like, I was just like, God, this guy, can he get any lower? Oh, goodness. Now, Briana, the next episode, we're going to see Briana and Angela meet up. I don't think anything is going to pop off. Briana has a man now, okay? So she's not on edge like she used to be. And hopefully she is taking her sobriety seriously. It appears so. But what I do think will happen is the party will come up. Romeo's going away party. So I'm curious to see if, like, Briana's going to bring it up to be petty, or if it's going to be brought up and Angela's going to go on her little, you know, rant again, but we shall see. But that's Sam. He needs psychological help. And I think that Titi could be talking to one of the mothers of his children who is giving him all of this information. So Royal Family, be sure to hit the like button. If you made it this long, thank you. I appreciate you for hanging out with me. Get down in the comments. Tell me what you think. Now, you can disagree. I don't have a problem with that as long as you do it respectfully. But for the most part, Royal Family, you guys are good. You know, I've had back and forth dialogue, but everybody for the most part is pretty respectful, and that's what I respect and appreciate. So get down in the comments. I will meet you down there. Make sure that your notifications are on because I will be back real soon. Until next time, peace.